Well, Happy New Year, Gunners. One win in six, I think that is now. We've lost to Fulham for the first time in 11 games. We've lost to them. I think it's 1-8, drawn 3, I want to say. And as you can see here, looking at the stats, once again, it's not like we've been beaten, but we're not making anything count. It feels like every single poor result at the moment, it's the same thing I'm saying. It's almost like I can just say, go and watch the West Ham Operation Arsenal. I'm going to say the same things. Although today we had a lot less chances than we did against West Ham. Today was worse. We created less. We were worse in front of goal. And, we scored effectively a tap-in after 4 minutes. And then nothing. Nothing. Literally, there was one Saka chance, which it's come to him. He thinks he's probably not got much time, but he does. He could chest it and score maybe, but he just skies it. And, oh, guys, it's bad. Let's have a look at the lineups. By the way, I'm going to say two things that might annoy a few Arsenal fans, but if you give us Robinson, who played left back for them today, big fan of his, I've mentioned him a few times, and if we had Jimenez, we would have won today. I'm telling you, the difference when you've got a number 9 up top that gets things done. What did Nketiah do for 90 minutes today? When Jesus came on, what did he do? We just don't have a striker, it feels like, and I don't know how anyone can expect a team to win the title without a striker that's going to score you 15, 20 goals a season. We just don't have it. Jesus is a fantastic player. For me, he's not an out-and-out striker. He just isn't. And Nketiah, whilst he's done okay at times, I will always remember the Manchester United last-minute winner last season, the hat-trick this season, although it wasn't against a top opposition. But we do have to realise little old Nketiah isn't going to win Arsenal the league. It's just fact. He isn't good enough for this level, and I don't think he ever will be. We would have seen flashes of that by now, where he's winning games by himself against tough opposition. And I'm not saying that Fulham aren't tough opposition, because they are. They're a really good side. But this is the kind of game where Nketiah gets a start and he wins us the game. And you start thinking, okay, Nketiah, hello. And then next week when we come up against whoever it is, I think we're playing Liverpool in the FA Cup, and maybe he gets a start there and he scores it's at home, but let's say it was at Anfield and he gets a goal there, and you have a striker that's just doing things, and that's just not the case. Jimenez made things happen for Fulham today. He was an absolute nightmare for Saliba and Gabriel. And we've got to talk about the left-back position, because Zinchenko is out with a calf strain or whatever. Thankfully, he was out, because he has been our worst player recently. He needs to have a break, I think, because he is such a good player. We know he's a great footballer. I just don't think that left-back role is safe for him, because he's such a liability defensively. Kivior comes in, and I just don't think he's quite athletic enough to play as an out-and-out left-back. He can definitely play as a left centre-back. We've seen him do that. He can step into midfield. He's a good passer of the ball, but he's slow. So slow. Fulham's first goal was a lack of pace from Kivior, effectively. But I thought Fulham were well worth their win today. Really impressed with Jimenez. Willian was better than Saka and Martinelli, and he's like 63 years old. Palhinha, oh man, he's some midfielder, isn't he? Really thought Bassi was great in defence as well. So, out of all the Arsenal players you're seeing on screen right now, who would you say was our best player today? I think what you do actually is you go reverse order. You talk about who the worst players were. I thought Ben White was shocking today, and he continues his just downward spiral of form. He's been really poor lately. Havertz nowhere to be seen today. Same with Nketiah. Martinelli wasn't great. He did well for the goal that we scored. It was his shot that was parried. I think Declan Rice had a bit of a poor game as well, yet still managed to kind of come out as our best player. If Saka didn't score, he wouldn't have a green rating. We'd all have orange except from Rice. Ødegaard, he's playing in this deeper role, and whilst I can understand why he needs to come short and grab the ball, it just means that we're not getting him in the pocket. And that's where Ødegaard is best, in that pocket, right behind the striker, just in front of the midfield, and just pinging passes, and we just haven't been able to get him in that position today. Shocking, really, isn't it? He created the most chances in the match. Doesn't even feel like it. Yeah, it's not good, guys. It's not. We're fourth place. Tottenham are winning against Bournemouth, so they are going to go within a point of us. Man City, with a game in hand, can go 3 points clear. Aston Villa 2 points clear. Liverpool can go 5 points clear. This is such a swing because it was just literally 3 weeks ago, people were saying, oh, Arsenal, they mean business this year. I remember seeing it and going, nope, let's not get carried away. I refuse to admit anything like that. I know for a fact we're not going to win the title. We're probably not going to win it next season. We're probably not going to win it the year after that. We're not going to win it. We're not going to win the title. We're Arsenal. It just, I hate saying it, but we're not there. We're still not there yet. Frustrating. It really is. Today could have been a really good way to bounce back from that West Ham result. What was that mad formation at the end? I don't think we even had a formation at the end. It was literally just bring on anyone. What did Trossard add? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think one of the biggest problems we're finding, and this is why I think we've deteriorated from last season somewhat, we're just so predictable. People know exactly what we're going to do. And we need like a plan B, a plan C. It does very much remind me of the last few seasons of Arsene Wenger, where it was just always 4-2-3-1, pass the ball around, and teams just smothered you. And if they sat off you, it'd be very difficult to break them down. We need teams to come at us and just don't do it. Just don't come at us, and you'll beat us. That's what it feels like. We're very, very predictable, and one of the worst things in football is predictability. You need to turn up to these games and do something different every now and again. Just keep teams on their toes. Fulham had such an easy game today, and arguably I'd say it was our worst performance of the season so far. And we're now at 4 draws, 4 losses, I believe, this season, which, I mean, last season it was 6 draws, 6 losses at the end, I think. So we're almost there already, and we're only halfway. So it is getting to the point now where we do seriously need to work out why are we so predictable, and how have we fallen off so bad from last season when technically we should be improving. We've made some good signings. What's our priority going into the window tomorrow? The window opens tomorrow. I'm starting to think that maybe my priorities, in my opinion, they've shifted a little bit. I do wonder if we need to bring in a left back as a priority. I love Zinchenko in the final third. I hate Zinchenko in our own third. Do we need to bring in just a proper left back? Would that enable us to play with a different system? Is this 3 at the back with the ball, 4 at the back without the ball system going to work with left back moving into central midfield? Because I just don't see how. Kivior clearly isn't the answer, and that's fine. He's not a left back. Timber played quite well as a left back. He's now obviously going to be coming back in the next month or so. What if he doesn't quite do the job? Well, we'll say, but it's not his position. He's not a left back. Tomiyasu can do the job, but he's not a left back. Zinchenko can do that job, but I guess he's not a left back. So why aren't we getting a left back? Why aren't we going out there and getting Miguel Gutierrez? I think he would be so good. Or hell, even recalling Tierney. We do have an option, I'm sure, to bring him back, although he's been injured. I don't see how we can justify spending 60, 70, 80 million on a striker when we have such a big problem in other areas as well. Yeah, we need a striker. Yes, we absolutely will need a midfielder to replace Jorginho, Partey, whoever's going to leave, El Neni maybe as well. But we need a left back. We do. And if Saliba gets injured, we need a centre-back. I think, we are seeing a much better squad in general this season. The depth is better. But we have had some unlucky injuries. Not crazy. Other teams have had worse injuries than us, that's for sure. But what we're seeing now is, although we've got versatile players, last season we were able to make use of it more. Teams weren't expecting us to do certain things, and now because we're so predictable, little changes in the system and moving players into different positions isn't working. It just isn't working. We've been found out. And all of a sudden, I mean, we're going to struggle for top 2, top 3. I know we're going to make top 4. I know that. It's almost a certainty at this point. Like, we will get top 4 with this squad. We have to. But we can't expect to rock up to Fulham, play just the exact same way as we did against West Ham and expect to get the win. It just doesn't work like that. So Arteta's definitely got some thinking to do. We need to change it up. We've got obviously the FA Cup game against Liverpool, which, you know, we're probably going to go in with a couple of changes. But I would really like to see a different system at some point. I just don't know if this inverted left back thing can work forever. Well, it obviously can't, because it's not. And of course, I'm very intrigued to see what we do in this window. It's a huge window. I'd argue if we get this window right, we're on again. We can absolutely be within a shout of finishing very high up in the table. But if we get this window wrong, I mean, I'm scared that we're not going to do anything. Then that would be a massive, massive problem, and we will regret it, because other teams are going to strengthen. Other teams are going to get their best players back. You know, De Bruyne's coming back for City. That's not going to help. It's not going to help at all. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting few weeks, this window. And hopefully we can, in our next Premier League game in 2 weeks, whatever it is, hopefully we can come back and get another win, because we're in a free fall at the moment and it's pretty bad.